side. You see it here. I mean, they've already taken all of mid. Celsius is in a really good position to punch back, though. They've got to take care of Jake, and they have to do it fast before they're pinched. The flash is pretty. The swing from Celsius is there. He's only able to get one, though. Well handled by Tens as it trades back and forth.
Oh, Saucy tried to trade Tens there, but got punished for it. Now Marv's, they're completely unaware that he could be here, and he gets two of them.
Gosh. Man, I thought he had a chance to get them all. It was so prettily set up. So clean, but now 1v1. Rooney with the spike. Planted. Pancada is going to be showing up a little late. No utility here to play around. It's just the Ghost. They swing out, and almost all the shots miss, but Rooney makes the last one count. Pistol Cloud9.
A very, very close round, but a chaotic one again, so we're kind of continuing the same scrappiness that we saw in Fracture a little bit. I mean, here they needed to kill Jake very early. They needed to get him instantly before this pitch came in, and it did come in somehow, some way. 10 still made it work. But Zeppa with that frenzy, I mean, crazy transfer for it in one clip.
There were so many like linchpin moments to that round, but we're right back into the action, into another one. No buy from Sentinels here.
Oh, Marv's start.
Yeah, he's dead.
And that's because of the fault line as well, coming into him on side of that beat. Main. If it wasn't for that fault line, he'd be able to get out of the grab vault. So great job from Cloud9 to punish early. And the A aggression does net a kill eventually, but not before the rest of the team fall here for Sentinels.
No, it won't be flawless, but it looks like it should be pretty close for Cloud9. They've just lost Zeppa. They should be able to get away without really any other damage done.
I'm looking here to see Rooney be the guy to try to take a fight against Saucy right now. He's 2 off of his ult. 1 kill could mean just an orb pickup for that breach ult and a bonus. That type of situation is something you definitely want to try to get yourself in. He's the guy who's staying while the rest are getting off of sight right now. Saucy's just going to go down to Spike. There's really no opportunity for him to even risk the Vandal in this situation.
So the second round comes to a close. And it is going to be another round for Cloud9. You remember how big of a stomp it was at the beginning of Fracture.
Yep.
The lead that Sentinels had amassed was outrageous. So for Cloud9, yes, this map may be a little less swingy, but for Cloud9, this is exactly what you need.
Well, let's see if they can convert the bonus. This is the big one. Weren't quite able to do it on Pearl, even though there was a chance. They didn't quite have the weaponry, though, despite staying alive with 4, which is exactly the same situation that we're in right now. I'm looking to see if Marv continues to try to get anything in through B main after getting punished so hard on that anti-eco. We've got 3 stars already placed out for Jake. Something that you could do a lot is try to punish the Viper who's trying to place down this orb in middle. And you're going to see Pancada try to set up right now. With the Molly coming in at the same time, they get through it, and they give up all the space right now. Martin's in a world of hurt.
And it was so dry. They just walk out, they get the kill that they need onto Zekin, and then they move forward. You see the satchel out from Zeppa as he clears out the rest of B.
Very calm and collected from Marv, just walking off of sight.
Because you were right, he was in trouble.
His flank. Oh my goodness.
Gravity Well pulls him off. The spike has not been planted yet. And now the other resources of Sentinels have arrived. 10's getting the kill on his Zeppa, numbers in favor of the defense. Spike's still not committed. It looks like they're just buying time for Leaf to maybe find an opening. But you see Pancada on the minimap trained at that area.
How do they get the plant down? How do they even pressure the plant going down enough for Leaf to get into position? That's what they have to do right now. They have to at least tap the spike, and then Leaf is going to start approaching.
There it is. But that's the thing. It's no. Oh my gosh! Dude, I thought the timing was there. Pancada does still deal with them. Rooney's left in a 1v3, and he gets dropped. And that was it. You know, you were just talking about how they got to tap the spike in order to create a small window for Leaf to play around. When they're in a 4v3 like that, it's so hard because even off the tap, you still have a body you can place on watching mid.
Yeah, if you just go man-to-man there, right? Yeah. In a sense.
Yeah.
You have an extra one for Sentinels. Because of the picks that these guys are getting off. And Leaf, unfortunately, didn't get that first kill where he had the timing on Pancada there on the back. Right as he turned away, too. Just was so fast.
It was
and no real choice. Oh, both cages committed to cross A rather than actually using the second one for the top of ramp to get yourself in a position here. And it's going to react as a Trailblazer gets that out. Only spots the Cypher, which is very key. A lot of times you're going to see just the Cypher on this side. So that's not extra information for Sentinels. And you can see nobody is moving on the rest of the map right now. With these stars, they should start to rotate. Look at Tense's position, though. He's got a judge up close.
The gravity well's there. He still plucks him out of the sky. Does get traded, though. The spam out from Saucy, not connecting, not landing. The flash from the swing, and Zekin looking for another, but Jake provides the cover. Now neural theft. Feeling the positions of where the remaining ones lie. Numbers in favor of Cloud9, but the spike is still not out. This is not a clean situation yet. Leaf is very weak. Manages to find the window to cross, though.
He gets all the way in, too. He's going to be able to get the plant down.
The flash. Zelsis in a really good spot here. He's going to go unchecked. Yep. Hey, it's just too easy when it's things like that. What can Pacala do? He's gotten it down to a 1v2. 57 HP, though, and you see Leaf getting healed up. The shot to threaten the drop. Do they dare challenge? Do they dare swing? Pacata really with no other options at this point. Has to jump down. No attempts to conceal. Time is short. And options are limited. That's another round for Cloud9.
And it's the same situation that we had on Pearl 2. Where Sentinel's economy will get broken. And Cloud9 will get up to a decent start. But not what Sentinels got done. Remember, they went up 6-0 on that first half of Fractured. And I think Sentinels had a chance there, but Tens kind of messes up with that judge up close. And then Pancata as well. Molly's off Zekin, who's trying to punish the player down under heaven. Stuck in that position. And that's eventually what ends up having Leaf able to Trailblazer off the players still remaining on A. Knives pop from 10. Saucy up close with the Trailblazer. You might get a little aggro here. Last time they thought it was only the Cypher. He does get the trip, and there is a stun. Can they save him? Yes!
That was so well set up by Cloud9. They knew that they would take the bait.
And Leaf's position is absolutely twisting. I'm looking to see right now. Marv is up behind him. He's not going to take that stairs. Flank back into the backside of ropes to catch Leaf in this case. He doesn't know he's there, and this is a lot safer for him to go for.
Zekin's in a really good spot. He's gotten 2 switches to the classic and gets 3. Now with ult, expecting more, and he's not wrong. Zels is just on the other side of the box. The flash, he's gonna go forward. He does check it, he gets the kill. 4 for Zekin. Rooney dropped a thrifty round for Sentinels.
How in the world does he get those first 3?
And I believe he found like a tiny timing window off of the aftershock. See if we can get it on replay, because he's already gotten into the position. But you're right, the fact that he found himself here allowed this.
And that's such a good crossfire with the players coming in from spawn there. And then as well, the flash to ping to confirm that the showstopper will get value there. And you can see he wanted to kill with it. It's not a space taking ult in that situation. Here's the punish attempt on Pancata with the stun early. And a recall on ropes. And Cloud9 will try to do what just happened to them right now with the Thrifty. Guardian on Leaf. Stinger with Zelsis, Sheriffs on the rest.
No mid space really garnered quite yet. Oh, Zed. Woo.
Jeez.
Thought he was gonna die. It was very close. The thing is, they're gonna rotate back into A, and there's nothing that's really kept them back. Sentinels have done such a good job of clearing the cam, clearing the trips, and now putting Tens in a position where he can be first contact here.
The fact that that flash cleared all the way back right now gives him this angle. He can fight here easily, but he misses the shot. Zelsis with the jiggle is too strong. Seeker's activated now, definitely an opportunity to go for this thrifty win for Cloud9.
And it seems like they're converting on it. They've gotten the op, they've gotten upgraded weapons. It's just Jake who has a Sheriff now, and we know how good he can be with it.
Again, a safe plant. Marv has his Cosmic Divide, but it's really difficult to use unless this gets down to 1v1, and he can actually wall off that spike to go for a defuse against somebody like Zelsis. I think Zelsis thinks the save is coming in right now, but that flash will definitely pull him back right now.
The 2 youngsters for Cloud9 are weak.
One enemy remaining.
But it doesn't seem to matter.
Seconds out elbow. If he just sticks here, stays here, he might be able to actually get an extra kill eventually.
They know.
Yeah.
What? He's out
Now, yes. Great movement there, too. Strafing through the air with the satchel.
I mean, you want to try to... Rooney's the last one here.
Oh, this is a free op. He can't get out now. And Zekin's not going to continue to challenge, but...
Zelsis will.
Rooney? Oh, my goodness.
That was uncomfortably close. I wonder, too, if that was even a part of their plan to keep the op. You see they dropped it right at the very end of the round, choosing not to have the attack side op, but at least keep it out of the hands of Sentinels.
Oh, 10's got it back up. Had enough for... I mean, he still has all his util. Remember, he died early because he didn't get any of it off.
Yeah.
I think maybe spent an updraft at one point, but I don't even think he got it off at all. So, half armor op still available for him.
The buy here's very interesting for Sentinels. You've got Pancada, who's just going to be buying down to a Stinger, but 3 rifles.
And it's just... Definitely frying right here, especially with this pit now in mid. Mard is going to be met with like the dog here. The execute maybe can come in if the dog actually gets anything.
He still has those 2 stars, though, or at least 1 to help. And you see first the smoke, second was the gravity well.
Yeah. Second already used his nade to try to delay it. Split him off for a bit, but the fault line is so good to get Marved off the site.
That nade from Zeppo is so deep. Look
at flash coming from Leaf. He's getting up in this. Love this Cosmic Divide too. Gives him a lot of space in the spawn to play with.
Oh, they're both used. The Seekers, Zeppa, waiting. There's no one who's going to swing out. Oh, he was right next to him. 10's finding one with the op while Zeppa's still alive. He's still going unchecked. Not able to get the last, but the damage has been dealt. Now problems ensue. A 3v3, the Cosmic Divides both finally start to dissipate. See the gravity well on the spike to delay. Rooney on the swing, he's got the fault line to help with 2, and it's gonna land right out onto Sasi, and he still gets a kill. Celsius from up top though, it's a 1v2.
Saw that he was off.
Yeah, time is so short. I don't know that he's gonna be able to pull this off. What a round for Cloud9.
That flank coming in, and I absolutely love that Astro Wall that went down on that round. Just really, really nice to push into spawn with. And then I have to point out Jake, too, again, with that disrespectful swing, man. Towards the end, this guy is definitely working it right now against Sentinels.
That feels like such like a min-maxing of space for Cloud9, too, because you remember Zeppo was really far up into spawn.
Yes.
And they invested Cosmic Divide for him to take even a little bit more. And it wasn't like he garnered a ton of space, right? But it was just that small amount of space that allowed him to cause the problems that he did.
Well, that little cubby in spawn right there, I mean, if you have that as a post-plant attacker, you're making so much difficulties for the retake. And it's not something that you really consider. None of your protocols are that deep, right? None of your protocols are definitely going to be considering, okay, what if they're spawn? Are they going to push up here? And if we do, then let's do all this breach time, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not happening.
Right.
You're sitting like you're thinking, okay, they could be down in hell. They could be backside, all these different positions. That's where the regular post plants come out. So it's a great way to disrupt and get you out of your book, your strat book in a sense. And that's what Cloud9 loves to do. I mean, the Death's talking about how Leaf gets value, his game sense. It's moments like that. And obviously it was Zeppa who made the call in that situation, but it is moments like that where you see the Cloud9 players get extreme value. Just putting you out of your comfort zone.
Value has netted them a 3-round lead in this deciding match.
And it's an eco for Sentinels right now.
So the potential for 4. Sentinels have gone exploring. A deep flash, and they're going to swing and take Garage. I don't think anyone was in a position to hear it, too.
This deep Trailblazer from Saucy is getting a lot of value. They're going to be able to actually pull everybody over and actually stack on this A site right now.
Well, the one thing they haven't considered is back to spawn, but that's going to confirm things. The Rolling Thunder, the Flash, the Double Satchel. It seems like Zeppa has gotten himself up a cheeky little spot.
This retake is going to come a lot faster, but I love that Celsius is holding on to that cage. The nade is going to actually deny the plant. Maybe get a kill, yes.
Second again.
Second phase is going to be to use these flashes to actually try to counteract the players still sitting here on ramp.
There's the first flash. Zekin swinging his way out, following the fault line. There's another flash, but Zekin falls. Neural Theft now used. Zeppa trying to keep them back. There are way too many targets there, but Cloud9's gun difference on full display.
Fantastic help from Leaf there, joining in with the rest of them. But wall goes up right now. They're isolating fights. Oh! Pancata goes huge.
Live Pancata, don't miss. Unreal.
If it's so, everyone brought knives.
Another Thrifty. The second for Sentinels in this half alone of split. And that one right there is because this wall comes back up here for Pancata. Look at it. All the decay is coming in huge. And MCE has to be furious about that round. They're letting them back in this game right now. Cloud9 was definitely in control. It's an instant timeout.
He slammed that button as fast as he possibly could.
I want to see MCE cam right now.
Yeah. Well, we're behind you.
Hey, what?
We can see.
I see you right there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, pause for Cloud9 after that one. And again, I don't blame him.
That one is brutal. Shout out to Papa Zekin, Mama Zekin in the crowd with us.
Yep.
Right there on the left. And I mean, I've got to hear some of what MC is saying right now, because that situation, it was almost a one round, right? You can take your time through that. There's nobody on site yet. You actually have gotten the information because they were just pushing top ramp. So that's where I'd be getting a little frustrated if I'm MC right now on the backside. But either way, they're still winning this game. Right now, it's 5-3. They're on this attack side. I think on defense as well, this comp that they run is quite good.
Yeah, should be better in theory. Given the Cypher into the double duelist, I absolutely agree.
On split, it's definitely really weird to figure out exactly which side is going to be a little favored because of the way that the comps play out right now. Double duelist, sometimes you can consider that a little attack-sided. But either way, depending on the play style too. Still have all the UI up right now. See if Tens can find value back here on backside. He does find one. Stun coming in, but he has dash active.
And he gets out.
And Zekin's here to support him.
They're gonna rotate off of that. See if they can find some space off of Zelsis, who's been very patient and very diligent in holding this area of the map. The flash, yep, confirming there is someone here.
This guy's job as an anchor here is so important, but Marv, with that flash, he thinks he's gonna be safe for a couple more seconds. So he's trying to cross into sight to get into an anchored position as well with Sasi.
But also we've got to commend the bravado of Zelsis in that situation to just take the swing, to take the fight.
Move.
Another round was seemingly in disarray, another opshot, and another kill for Tens.
I mean, talk about disarray right there. Leaf is completely by himself going for that pick through heaven.
30 seconds left.
And right into the op where he kind of knew. That's the sort of thing that maybe he's expecting Tens to have fallen all the way back over towards A, especially after that kill. And finally, one of those picks works out.
That's the second time Zelsis just disrespectfully swings and takes a fight and wins it out. I thought Sasi was going to be able to control that for sure. But now with 12 seconds left, once again, look at the minimap. Nobody knows where to go.
Oh,
the
my
spike
goodness.
is just now landing on B. Everyone else is halfway across the map.
And Tens running through right now. Oh my goodness. He realized just then that the spike was actually planning on B. I mean, complete chaos.
I think Zekin ulted too.
Yeah, he did. Cleared out the player on A. 1v2 now, though. This is still doable for him. No util, though, to use.
He's been so good. But can he be this good?
This crossfire setup between the two players here on Cloud9 is brutal to get through. But oftentimes you can get a little jiggle, get one of them to misstep. But with the time right now, no chance it continues. I was thinking for a second, too, if you hear where the spike is planted, you can maybe force the issue slightly differently.
Yo, it's crazy to me.
Up.
It's crazy to me how often we'll see moments like that where there's a player who crosses behind an object literally as Zekin is starting to swing out. Like, I mean, fraction of a second differences.
That's how this game works. You got to be on the angle to have control.
But that was another another round for Cloud9. We were just talking about the compositional differences and how, in theory, it should lean towards Cloud9 on defense, given that they have the Cypher, given that they have the Astra utility to slow down this double duelist comp.
At the UI back, and we have forced another eco, but Sentinels has won both of the ones that we've really pointed out so far, other than that initial one. And this time TenZ has knives, he's popped them.
Marv almost got caught there again.
It's a dangerous situation when you're playing against the breach, but no fault line this time, so Rooney still has it for the execute. They're dry walking out.
Cloud9 have been so successful with this approach. Think about how many times they found value on just contacting their way up throughout the entire series.
Doug, how far do they go? Right now they have the leeway to go all the way up in spawn and potentially even flank. Sentinels is looking for a stack. All these players over here. I wonder if Zelsis receives. See, they're not planning right now. Rooney's holding on to the spike. Finally he goes down, and the space that they have taken, they're already in their spawn. This is devastating control.
Note the rifles. Marv has one, Pancata has one as well. Oh my goodness! No way, the ledge! And TenZ gets a kill with the blades! This is, I mean, this series, the results have been sus, to say the least. So close, yet so far, every single one. And now TenZ pushing forward with the blades. Thought he was gonna land another one, just
one more shot.
left.
There's nobody on site right now, Doug. They've just used the aftershock too. They don't really have any util.
No.
Is anybody getting on the spike?
Time is so short, they can just spam their way through this. Saucy Shirley, he can't.
Oh my God, no.
There's no way, right? There's no way.
And you have to think, if Saucy's just getting on that spike a little earlier, they win that round. And that would have been 3 thrifty rounds then won from Sentinels. Instead, now Cloud9 just narrowly squeaks through as we're reaching the tail end of this half.
No way, bro. He took no damage, too.
These results got to be looked at, man. Not even like how they're getting fired up, just like how that ult works. It's crazy. That's a couple milliseconds there, maybe a whole second, but definitely not much more than that on that defuse. Round's already started. Cage out again for Zelsis. You remember, he's using both of his cages to help on this cross. And that's especially now that they've recognized they're not really playing up in this A ramp position, that they don't have to worry about it. Cosmic Divide coming through, Seekers to follow, 2 players on site.
Pancata finding some space, tucking behind, but Zelsis, look at his position! He just holds W, mows him over! I mean, what a play! Again, continuing this disrespect. From a Cypher role, Zelsis just feels like he's taking over the game.
And there's no damage to be done here from the Sentinel side, especially given that they have this very crucial op from TenZ still alive. Cloud9 does such a good job against op players. We've seen it before in the regular season. We've seen it in playoffs. But especially here on Split, they kind of get nullified. TenZ has had more value playing with the Vandal and his knives than anything else so far in this game. It's because it's so difficult. There's stuff like that breach stun going in against the B main player with the grav wall going off at the same time.
And the sky flash, and I mean, there are layers to the stuff. Yeah.
There's so many things to get through as the op player, and TenZ is trying. I mean, he's trying to switch up his position.
Round before the switch.
It's just not quite finding exactly where Cloud9 is going to go. Kind of trying to get those gambles off. Right now, we're looking at the possibility of a 9-3 half for Cloud9 on attack side with not a double duelist comp. Not what you expected coming into this game.
Oh, not one bit.
Especially when Sentinels, I mean, the 3 rounds that they've won almost, outside of the anti-bonus, have been ecos. Just crazy.
Oh, this time bold from Pancata.
Okay, both cages used again as well. Here on this cross, TenZ is in position with the op this time though. And they're preempting the Trailblazer that would normally come in from Leaf. Leaf is not in this position this time. So TenZ has gotten the angle.
He's got to be careful here. The Pancata has to be able to hold mid. Nice. Well done by TenZ.
Rooney's breach ult could allow Zelsis to pounce out, but this is early. This is for the role players. Oh, Zenkit's not caught.
A 1-for-1 there. The spike's still not out. The op's still in play. It is repositioned now. And it seems like Cloud9 are trying to hold. They're trying to freeze on mid. If Jake gets a kill here, this would be huge.
Concealment.
Can he find the window? Can he find the timing? Can he find the space? There is someone just on the other side. Jake continuing to push the pace. And Pancata's there to receive. off of this. I mean, Sentinels in just a much more comfortable position, much more comfortable of a situation.
30 seconds
They
left.
can turn all their attention towards A. They see them dropping out. Celsius has been dealt with.
Rooney just 1v1 the op of 10s right there.
He's running forward. It's a 1v3. Yes, Spike. Time is short. And he's gone quiet.
Saucy did such a good job getting off site there
10
through that
seconds
smoke,
left.
and everybody's here ready to fight. So Sentinels will end the half with 4 rounds. Cloud9,
Switching sides.
a dominant half, but it still needs to continue here. Sentinels definitely have some room to still fight.
Hey, this kill out from Picada. Again, Jake gets that kill. There's a bunch of misdirection thrown into the minds of the remaining members.
Yeah.
You really have the entire map.
We could have looked at the same round where they planted on that B site, but everybody was on A. It's crazy.
But you're right. Either way, it lands into an 8-4 half in favor of Cloud9. We're going to throw it down to the desk.
Another dominant lead at halftime. This time it swings back to the favor of Cloud9. And Vanity, it seems like Sentinels was really struggling to get things going on that defensive side.
I'd say the biggest thing they struggled with today versus what they did yesterday, they were kind of just like sitting still, letting C9 do whatever they want on defense. And yesterday they were really proactive in their approach. They were taking areas of the map, and I think C9 kind of had a game plan to react with that. And I think it's kind of poor that Sentinels didn't end up having like another layer to that, but maybe they have another attack half like they did yesterday.
Yeah, and I think the main strength from the Sentinels comp that we were discussing when the match was going on is the fact that they're playing double duelists, and they're going onto the attack side now. And it was a little bit hit or miss when they were playing against 100 Thieves the other day. I mean, it was an relatively even scoreline. I think it was 7-5 that they ended when they played split the other day. But genuinely, it's going to be Zekken as well, who's going to be pivotal in terms of bringing us back to some sort of winnable scenario for them. He's been playing lights out. I mean, I put out a tweet saying that I think that in 2 years, this guy is going to be known as the best player in Americas because he is that talented. And I think now is a big test for him as well. Heading into the second half, he is going to have to be the tip of the spear for them alongside 10s with this double duelist play.
But Vanna, this is again that question of how much can the team come up around him, because he's been playing well as he always does, and this team does much better in these double duelist comps when he can be that dive player. But how can the rest of the players step up to try and bring Sen back?
We need to hope they can do what they did in a fracture, right? Like hope their attack side split is as drilled as their defense fracture was, which I mean it's completely possible because their attack split looked pretty good yesterday, and the chamber is really strong against the double dive comp. But they have a Cypher here, so I don't think the Cypher deals with it nearly as well. So potentially, this should be a really good game.
Yeah, I'm going to be paying close attention, I think, to just how they're playing. I don't think you can go too fast up the rip. The double duelist, it's not all zug, just go fast and zoom. You can play with a bit of nuance and slow it down and alternate the pace, but I want them to play a bit more intelligently. They can't really waste seconds and be inefficient with deciding where they want to go. If you do decide to take that approach with the double duelist comp, which a lot of teams fall into that trap, and they just waste a ton of time, and they end up just running out of time in rounds.
And that's again the question of how much have Sentinels improved as a team? How much have they evolved since Americas? And do they have what it takes to recover? We'll send things back to your casters for the last half of this matchup. Will be Sentinels or Cloud9 continuing in the upper bracket.
Cloud9 find themselves up big, just a couple of rounds away from advancing, and I think the questions go back to what Vanity was talking about. Like, how does their attack side on split look? Is it the defense on fracture that we saw, or how pacey, how drilled is it going to be?
Let's take a look right now. They've got a bunch of layers to consider and get through right now. This is not a standard comp out from Cloud9. It's not a off meta by any means, but it's not one that you can get super in-depth practice time. And I think Cloud9 does a great job at being one of those teams that stays slightly off meta for specifically that reason.
Yeah. Oh, that was gross. Nice shot by Jake. I remember early in the season as we were getting to know the kid, how aggressive he likes to be. That may have been a bit too much. But he still walks away with one. Zeppen not able to find a second with the frenzy as Zekken responds. 54 HP, dropping down now. Spike in no man's land, but Zekken is the one who has to contain. He has to be able to hold them back to provide space for them to go.
Smoke from Marv allows the spike to get crossed now over, and Marv fills that space to hold on to it. But Rooney's fault line will be back up. Leaves flash as well, close to coming back up. There's the stun, it's beautiful.
The fault line was gorgeous.
And it's off the spike plant too.
Player standing.
Oh, it's falling apart for Sentinels here.
B.
And funnily enough, Marv is the guy who's going to be taking that first contact down at Hell, and
30
instead,
seconds left.
both his teammates died. Again, that was the spike plant going down. The stun came through. Zekken was in that line of fire, so he gets caught by it as Leaf swings and the smoke fades.
He taps to threaten the swing. Looks in spawn, looks heaven, nothing found. The second time is what leads to his death. And it's what leads to another round for Cloud9.
That triple regroup right there with everybody running out against the one player is the Cloud9 signature. Just abusing the movement of multiple players to make it chaotic in that situation. Sentinels has been fantastic in these eco rounds on this map specifically. But now that they're on the attack side, it's going to be a lot harder for them. It's more working picks rather than allowing these situations to come into where Cloud9 is not checking all the boxes. And I've always loved the Cypher on this map when you especially get these cams up high and spot feet where otherwise you wouldn't know. So Sentinels right now, I mean, yeah, there you go. You got a lot of info. That stun coming in from all the way back in spawn almost allows this follow-up. And
it does.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Spike down.
That setup was textbook.
And then the smokes as well coming in from Jake, the cage from Zelsis to get all this control to put themselves on top of this spike.
Last player standing.
Very nice stuff. This might be the first flawless anti-eco we get from Cloud9. Not that they've been bad by any means, outside of those deeper mid-round ones, but these specific second-round ones have been very nice.
A flawless round for Cloud9. They find themselves at 10 in this map 3 decider. Hey, we get to take a look at it one more time. I mean, the setup there really was beautiful. So let's recap everything that went into that. There was the Cypher Cam, the fault line, the gravity well, and the raise nade to set up a death trap mid.
And the nice thing too is how far away the Cloud9 players were. Zelsis was nowhere near to be able to swing with that, but they understand that all that util is going to give them a lot of time to follow up on those kills. A lot of times you see a stun goes out, somebody has to swing immediately, which is not the best thing because you don't know how much coverage you actually got.
Right. You often pre-fire off the swing. And
yeah, exactly. Wow.
Yeah, they want to go back.
And it's the same cam, and Rooney is posted up for this fault line to scare them in this instance because there's 3 players top A ramp. There's nothing going to happen. They actually get through. I don't think Zelsis was on his cam. He was actually working through scaling ramp with Leaf right now, and they've gotten through. Jake is in a world of hurt.
And even if he had been in the cam, there was a smoke that obfuscated his view. Well handled by Sentinels. Rooney is close by still. Has that fault line.
Obscuring
It seems like Jake may be in some trouble. He's gonna have to reposition, play around the smoke, and he dares, swings out and take a fight. I guess he really had no other option.
That's that Bulldog down. Now it's a 5v4 right now for Sentinels.
It's a 5v3 now as Leaf falls too. That flash not deep enough to hit anything. Swing of the fault line, and you can see it was an attempt to take space by Zeppa. All he did was walk into his death. Now Rooney not able to find anything either. Big round up from Sentinels.
Huge anti-bonus again, but Cloud9 has actually been phenomenal in these follow-up rounds. Sentinels has to disrupt that here. They can't let this lead balloon for Cloud9. They can't get them close, right? They're only 3 rounds away from ending the series. And while Sentinels in the game yesterday, they earned their chance at playing in this double elim section of the tournament. So this isn't the end no matter what. But what a crazy difference it would make for them to be in the upper bracket final instead of going down to that lower bracket and making a run in that situation.
Oh, huge.
Great flash over top with the stun too to follow up. Maybe you could get a punish later on in the game with that same util.
And a Roomba too to clear out the additional space in garage.
This sort of push though right now, all that util that came through over here is actually forcing Sentinels to go towards the side where Cloud9 is rotating, over-rotating some would say.
But they have, I mean, they have all their Cypher utility around here too.
Scout
This might be exactly what they want. Second flash, confirming presence.
Grenade.
It's another pause on the round by Sentinels.
You could see Zeppa right here just stuck, not sure what to do in this instance, and he stays in the right position, makes the right read. Jake and Zeppa right now. That dog might not have spotted Jake. Somehow they're still rotating into Rooney as the kill goes in favor up in male. But this is going to be a fault line angle that is brutal to get through right now for Sentinels. They're getting the right timing though. Rooney's gotten off. And it's all this pressure right now because this wall coming up from the Viper on Sentinels right now, Pancata.
And he could be able to find a timing for a late flank, a late rotate.
I have this fight.
He is going to be the
30
pivot
seconds
point.
left.
If he can find more value.
Oh my, he saw him, he saw him. Leaf saw him.
He turned back, and now there are two here, Zelsis and Leaf. Zelsis is the one who cleans him up, but through all of that, the spike has been planted.
They know now that there's actually a 1v1 here, potentially. Rooney's joining the fray, though.
Oh, you see that utility out. Marved is there, the satchel. You see the flash swing. They've managed to push him off a little bit further. Push them back just a bit.
Oh, this star as well could really delay them. Grab fall in. This delay is crazy, but he still gets the kill.
Rooney delivering. 4v2 here. 10 swinging out. He cleans him up. Zepp is dead. Marv gets another. How are they holding him back? It's all out on Zelsis with 11 HP. The swing out, and he falls. What a round by Sentinels. What a hold.
That Marved and 10's 1-2 punch right there is just gorgeous. And the delay as well. Love that from Sentinels. All that information they gained from Pancata's, failed attempt at getting this kill right here. Allowed them to push up into spawn, allowed them to hold until this util comes back online for Marv right now. And instead of relying on using it for the post plant, using it to keep him off the spike, he uses it in a crucial moment when Tenz's one-way is fading. Beautiful.
No timeouts called. We continue to push the pace. And this time the aggression is going to find some value. There's a showstopper used. Jake gets cleaned up, but they want to continue to fight for this garage space. The defense has dug their feet into the ground, though. Now starting to push back. Sentinels resetting. Confirming that there is no push up off the flash from Sky. And Pancata still patiently waiting on the opposite side of the map.
That was that trade I was talking about in B main right there.
Scout destroyed.
And this is a crucial round right here. Flash coming in. They're trying to swing on this again, but they've left this A side open right now. See if Pancata can actually recognize that and get in. They're racing to get over.
Util is still up, though.
Trips are up.
He's gotten over.
I think he heard them both right now. They're looking for him again.
There it is. The first cleared out, and they tuck. They duck right into Zeppa, who's up top, but Zekin's gotten 3 on the round.
How did they get those kills right there? Everybody's stunned up, it looked like.
He has no armor now.
Spike
Rooney,
planted.
we talk about your sheriff a lot, brother. And it needed to deliver there, but Zekin gets 4 on the round to get Sentinels to 7. They're far from done.
Since that pistol and anti-eco conversion from Cloud9, Sentinels has gone on a little streak here.
One enemy remaining.
3 rounds in a row now. And that's definitely going to allow them a confidence boost going into this one.
Yeah, the thing I've been waiting for is there going to be a timeout? Okay, now we're starting to see his timeout called. I was expecting it, to be honest, a round or 2 prior.
Yep.
Where it really just felt like both coaches took a step back and let the game play out. And that's gone very well in favor of Sentinels, and that's why MC calls timeout.
Remember that first half, he called the timeout after a very uncharacteristic loss in that Thrifty round where they swung through the Viper wall and Pancata got 3. This time, it's a little bit more considered. It's not necessarily like off of anything specific as a response to calm everybody down off of a crazy round like that. So you have to start considering how Sentinels is playing. They're doing a great job rotating around the map and keeping Cloud9 completely guessing half the time. And Pancata's getting so much value off of that lurk on a ramp.
You really go back to think about the entire series, and it's had everything. For those of you at home, whatever tickles your fancy, this has delivered in that. We've had multiple aces. We've had insane rounds where they've kept us guessing. We've kept the teams guessing. It's been so good.
What I would really like to see now from Cloud9 is try to actually challenge Pancata before he starts to walk up ramp here. If they can do that, then he's not going to have that same value, and the pivots are going to be a lot more difficult from Sentinels.
Yeah,
now, with that said, that's going to make your trap plays a little weaker on the rest of the map.
But no, it seems like they're not interested in delaying any of that at all.
Blinded.
That flash was just deep enough to tap 10s. Splaying over in sewers. They're not really posted up to get much more. They did just use the second flash towards ramp to potentially tap Pancata, but he was deep on it. It didn't hit him.
Here they go with the dog right now. Zelsis is following it up. This is the right timing to try to challenge Pancata. They spot him, but again, they're giving up space here. Zeppa has the showstopper. Ernie has an aftershock as well. They can definitely keep him out of this heaven for now.
So they understand that Breach is here. And off of that, they try to rotate back towards A. Where you
comes the
mentioned,
push.
there's the push. The flash, he can't see anything. He's so dead. He's so done. But are they expecting 2? I don't think he's expecting 2! The Hatless Cypher's dropped. And now Cosmic Divide to keep them back.
Discipline spot here from Leaf.
Can he find value? Do they check? Do they check? It happens so many times. Tense falls, now Seeker's used into the face of another Cosmic Divide. He has to tuck down, he's gotta get away.
The pivot's on the way too. Leaf is really fast behind them. There's gonna be a challenge here for Jake as well.
He's so far ahead, and he's behind the wall. They have no idea. He satchels across, somehow still gets a kill on the second. Holds his ground, looks for another, gets it, 5 HP, looking for the last. How the heck has the kid done that? And he doesn't overheat, he doesn't swing out. Calms his nerve, allows the help to show up. Leaf is there, Sassi's gotten it, but it's a 3K from Leaf that cleans it up for Cloud9.
Again, these chaotic situations Cloud9 is thriving in. It's so well played. That Astro Wall for Jake as well was, I mean, it was mainly used to hold off this A push. But surprisingly, it actually works for him in B Heaven right here. A lot of instances when you throw these horizontal walls on defense, it actually causes a lot of problems for you defensively. Especially when you have room to pivot like that. That's why Sentinels even goes for it. But Jake plays it to a T.
I mean, Zekin even had the wherewithal to check.
Yep. That satchel across the break, the angle is already perfect enough.
That race breaks one more
But Jake
thing.
still has an outrageous play to get Cloud9 to 11.
Yeah, this score is correct right here. Camera again up in ropes. Sentinels really, I mean, they have started smoking off the camera, which is allowing them a lot of space here.
And that forces Cloud9 to be a little bit more cautious on what's happening in Mail, what's happening in B Heaven. Look at that, they've drawn out a gravity well, a fault line. Ah, but the toes betray you yet again.
Here. Camera take.
Re-exploration. Cloud9, I'm trying to look right now at their eco, actually.
Good luck.
They've lost the UI, but I'm seeing, you know, Sheriff's right there and on both those players on B main, so this might be actually a full save, despite winning the last round.
So much utility from the sky.
Yeah, Frenzy here from Zeppa.
34 HP.
Rooney's got the breach ult. Yeah, it's coming in.
The satchel was really good to delay and to keep back the swing. But Ten's deciding he's going to take matters into his own hands. Pulls out the blades, get another.
I've got your
Rotates come in right now. These Seekers should show them that there's a lot of pressure here. Seconds. Ten's is going in anyways.
It was a 5v4, but Leaf has kept it back. He's already gotten 3 with the rifle, but Pancata doing a bit of his own as Pancata gets 4.
Are you kidding me, man? You looked and you thought Cloud9's doing it again. Here we go. Another eco round, but no.
And I sure did.
That challenge, I thought Sentinels were going to cancel that. As soon as those Seekers went out and all 3 Seekers go through B main there, I thought you're canceling. But with 30 seconds left, you really can't. Somehow Pancata gets a molly kill there. Leaf, these shots are disgusting. And here's Pancata's angle.
My turn.
Enemy remaining.
What?
That's cold. And this is I mean, you talk about a player who's had to flex his composition so often. And it's Pancata. He's been playing Killjoy Sentinels the entire time. Now on this Viper, this is a comfort role for him.
11-8 now, if I'm not mistaken. Zeppa on the swing. How is Zekin still alive? Does eventually fall. And there's the trap setup. They have the Seekers, the fault line, the grab wall, the nade again. Sees L6 has repositioned some of his cams.
blinded.
Spotting 10s there. And again, it feels like Cloud9 are ahead on the rotates.
Yep.
This is just like the previous round. They already have 3 here, and they still have the utility they're gonna have to deal with. Look at Leaf. His position's so good! Leaf gets 3!
A.
Tens is left alone.
50 seconds to work this 1v3. And remember, this is to keep Cloud9 off of match point right now. So much work to do.
This would be...
Zeppa's position's too good.
Yeah.
Too good.
Just so well considered. So well considered by Zeppa. And that puts Cloud9 on series point.
Point.
And no, to be clear here, with how Sentinels have played this, it's not like they're far off. The score's 12-8 right now. So yes, Cloud9 have reached the finish line, but they haven't crossed it yet.
No. 4 in a row, though, is not really something that Sentinels has been able to do
Yeah.
just yet. They've been inching their way closer. They've definitely been Feeling like it's been more advantage. Here we go, satchel up.
Cheeky.
That one's very nice. Especially as Astro, you're not actually making any sound cues whenever you're putting out smokes.
There's just no way you expect that.
Gotta see the eco here. There is Vandals here for Sentinels. Do or die though.
Oh,
First kill.
That might have been one of them. There's the nade. It's deep. Zep on the swing. He's taking over. He's pushing forward. The Maelstrom left in Mail. That's another kill. Spike now on a reset. Numbers in favor of Cloud9. Jake has not left his position, perched up over the entrance onto B.
Sentinels for a spell here through mid. They're gonna kind of try to re-challenge right now. But there's 3 players again. They're relying on the trips on that A side.
Oh, Rooney's fault line just came back up.
Oh no.
All 3 of them are there. You just saw another Astra go down. Zeppa with 3 on the round, and this might be it. He's put him away, and he might do it all on his own. Zeppa's gotten 4. All onto Saucy.
And Jake is in the position just to end this round. There's no way you check this late in this one in a 1v4.
How patient is he? Has he really spent the entire round up there?
30
The
seconds
entire
left.
round. If he walks out here. Patience pays off for Cloud9, for Jake, as they take down Sentinels 2-1.
The series where you had to get a check on how Cloud9 was going to come into the LCQ with, but at the same time, you're wondering how far can Sentinels take the form that they showed yesterday and the win that they got. Now here against Cloud9, they definitely put them to the test, but it's not quite enough.
I mean, it really feels like it was the scrap that didn't go the way of Sentinels. And you mentioned it a few times. That's where Cloud9 thrived.
Yep.
What a freaking banger of a series, man.
Absolutely delivered. And despite the scrap too, the scrap was fun. The scrap was crazy, and it was
fun.
you know, it was instances where I understand why you're in those positions.
Yeah.
In comparison to some of the other games, sometimes where it's just pure chaos because neither side really understands what I